So yo, what is going on, y'all? It is me, Jess, and I am back again with another video. And I know it's been a while since I've been here, but that's neither here nor there. We're going to work on being more consistent with our videos, but I have gotten this question a lot since I appeared on Pop the Balloon, and like I said, I had already started my weight loss journey before I got on the show, but I've even lost more weight since the show. So a lot of people have asked me, has my dating life changed? Or is dating different when you're smaller versus when you're bigger? Needless to say, it is different. It is very different. And I want to preface this by saying this, right? When I was bigger, face card never declined. I've always been very beautiful. I was just big. And to be quite honest with you, my experience as being a bigger woman was slightly different because I fit what society deemed as being appropriately big, right? Meaning that I had hips, my waist was a little bit smaller. I had more of an hourglass figure, even though I was heavier and curvier. So yes, my dating looked a little bit different versus someone who may have an apple shape or someone who may have another shape as far as them being plus size or bigger. But yes, dating while smaller is significantly different. So I also want to say this, because I've always been a pretty girl, I've never had any issues with attracting men. So I've always had options, but I have noticed that since I am smaller, my options have grown significantly bigger, right? The quality of men, just the type of men in general have changed. So some things that I have noticed as it relates to being bigger and smaller, right? So one of the things that I noticed that is significantly different is the treatment, y'all. When I was bigger, unfortunately, there were some men who were secret big girl lovers, but would not want to be with you in public. Now, it could be due to their own insecurities. What is society going to say with the man being seen with a bigger woman? There's a lot of different reasons as to why that happens. But I will say treatment is way different. Me being smaller, a lot of men want to show you off. They want to take you out. They want the world to know that, hey, that's my girl. Whereas when I was a little bit bigger, that's not to say that those things did not happen, but it happened a little bit differently. I would say also the way I'm seen, right? With me being a lot smaller, I am unfortunately seen as being more feminine. So with that being said, more men in general, just people in general, they're a lot nicer. They want to make sure, oh, are you okay? You're good. You get way more tentative treatment when you're smaller. That is something that I noticed as well. As it relates to actual dating, the pool of men is, I won't say completely different, because no matter how you look, you're going to have trash people regardless. But I will say some options that I've had while being smaller weren't necessarily there when I was bigger. And now that I've gotten smaller, I can understand why people have different preferences, right? I can't fault somebody for wanting to have someone who is smaller or not overweight or bigger, right? I get it. But I also believe every lid has a pot. So with that being said, the pool has gotten bigger. The treatment, unfortunately, is better. And then too, you also get the guys who, when you were bigger and now that you're smaller, they try to come out the woodworks and say, well, oh, I always thought you was cute, or oh, I always wanted to talk to you, but that does happen as well. So as it relates to dating, let's just say, I'll put it this way, right? If you've gotten smaller, significantly smaller, and there were people who didn't want to date you while you were bigger, it is to be expected that some of those people are going to come back and try to spin that block. Or people who didn't want to date you publicly or out loud might try to come back and spin that block. Now, it's up to you whether or not you want to give them a chance or not, but that is something that I noticed about dating while smaller. Also to add, there's so many different stories, so I could probably write a book about this, but I won't get on this today. But I just wanted to go over some ways that dating has changed with me being smaller versus when I was bigger. Treatment is almost like night and day. And that's not to say people treated me horribly when I was bigger though, but once you lose a significant amount of weight and you see how that treatment hit different, like when you see the treatment and how you're being treated, it just hit on a whole nother like level. So if you've ever been bigger and lost a significant amount of weight, like, am I off the marker here? Am I pretty on point with what I'm saying? Like, the treatment is way different here. But, so yeah, y'all, that's the way that dating has changed since I've lost a significant amount of weight. I might go into a little bit more detail in another video, but just wanted to reiterate that, yes, my dating life has changed significantly since starting my weight loss journey.